Question everything in pursuit of your purpose. Ask yourself, what if?
Well, thank you guys for joining us again for another live episode of the Pursuit of Purpose, What Are We Doing series of live podcasts. I'm Rob.
I'm Chuck.
And as you'll notice, we are in a very different location for our show today. We are in what will be our new location. We are, and the facilities are still under construction, I guess you could say. They're being fitted for us, for our purposes, but they're incomplete. So thank you for joining us today. We are looking forward to a good show. Our topic for today is, are you the problem or are you a victim? And, this concept is relative to this day and age that we live in a lot of ways.
Right.
Because so often we hear people say that something was done to them, or this and that was done to them, or, whatever. And they pitch themselves as some form of a victim.
Right.
And if you're joining us on TikTok, thank you for joining us on TikTok. Could I get somebody to let me know, how's this sound? Because we're not running any of our typical sound equipment. We're running straight off of our my iPhone on TikTok, and then we're running an iPad on our normal StreamYard feed. So if any of you are joining us live, hey BJ Lewis, hey Sophia, if any of you are joining us live, I'd love for you to tell me how's the sound. But thank you for joining us regardless. So what does it mean, and what's the difference in being a problem or being a victim? Do you have any input on that, Chuck?
Well, the idea about being a problem is, things run in counterparts. So if there's a problem, there's a solution. So if I am the problem or part of the problem, then that frees me up to be part of the solution. But if I'm a victim, at least that's the way I see myself, it's a one-way street. Not much is going to come out of that, because I can't reverse course near as easy. And so I don't mind being the problem,
right,
especially if it's pointed out to me, because it gives me nothing but opportunity to find solution. And isn't that really what we're going for? If people come to us asking questions as coaches and counselors all the time because they want solution. Here's the cool part, though, that we believe the solution's already in there. The solution's already in there. Abundance is already in there. That's a topic for another day. It's already there. Our job is to coach folks to get it released.
Yes.
So yeah, I kind of like being the problem.
Yeah. So the basic idea, the concept is that, if you can see yourself as the problem, then you also start seeing yourself as the solution.
Yes.
You shift yourself from a victim's mindset into a mindset of ownership. And that is the only way to find any value in yourself. That's the only way to achieve any or attain any level of success or any level of freedom in your life. And the hope is that we stop focusing on what was done to us.
Yes.
We stop seeing life as though everything was done to us. And we start realizing that everything that has happened and will happen is done for us. It is either to build you or sharpen you.
Yeah. I think sometimes, Rob, people are afraid of that building and sharpening. We're sitting here watching our offices that we're about to move into be remodeled. So that means old things have to go and new things have to take their place. And there's a bit of a process to that, but it's kind of fun to watch. But what about when it comes to us? Think about sharpening a sword, or sharpening a pair of scissors, or sharpening, an old pocket knife. For us, we're just waiting to get the result. If we want to be able to cut easier, what have you, we're going to cook, or those sorts of things. But imagine what happens to the metal when that happens. What if we put a microphone right down there on the edge of that blade, and with all that grinding and all those things, it would be very unattractive. We're like, I don't want to hear all that.
Well, not only that, think about what's actually happening when you're sharpening. You're actually taking away, you're removing part of the steel that is the blade.
Yes.
But in order for the knife to be of any use whatsoever, that part had to go.
That's right. That's right. I have friends who.
I love it, Keystone. Thank you for that. I love the rough Ashler comment.
There you go. I have friends who are professional chefs, as you guys probably do. I have friends who are professional cosmetologists. They're always sharpening their tools. And as I bring this up, because sometimes they'll come to me with some of the problem stuff, and I just use their tools as a reference. And they're like, oh, I never even thought about that. I go, yeah, something's got to go so that something can be improved. So
it's a pretty amazing thing. And you think about it, you ever watch, I mean, it's so popular these days is to watch things get made. And one of the most popular things in television and stuff like that are these shows where they make knives.
yeah,
Like there's that show Forged in Fire,
Yes.
and there's all these shows about it where they use different kinds of Damascus steel. They're folding the steel and doing this, that, and the other. And there's some amazing truth to this, amazing parallels.
right.
Hey, Big Daddy, thank you for the compliment. Big Daddy says you guys are great. Keep up the good work. God bless. Bless you too, Big Daddy. Thank you. Brian, let's see, Brian Patton, thanks for joining. Big Huda, it's good to see you. Thank you all for joining us. If I missed you so far in the chat, I apologize. Throw your comments up there. I'll get them as fast as I can. But the amazing truth and parallel to a knife and the edge of a knife, like we're talking about sharpening it, is that knife is virtually useless until that edge has been sharpened to make it a valuable, purposeful tool.
Right.
And the crazy thing about that is once that portion of that steel has been removed to give the knife the useful edge, it can cut for good and it can cut for bad. It's
Wow.
according to the choice of the user. It's according to the choice of the focus. It's according to the choice of the pursuit of purpose of the person wielding the blade.
Hmm.
So once you sharpen yourself, you still have an option to not be productive.
Hmm.
You still have a choice to fall back into the victim's mindset and let your purposeful value be wasted.
So the choice of application.
Exactly.
How are you going to apply yourself?
How oftentimes do we see people achieve noteworthy success? That's right, Big Daddy. A good knife cuts both ways. That's right. So how often do we see a person achieve noteworthy success, like in the media or TV or an actor or whatever? They achieve all this accomplishment, they gain all this wealth and notoriety, and then you see them waste away.
Hmm.
I mean, you can think of countless examples. I don't want to name any names. I don't want to pick on anybody or get any controversy started, but you just think about it. I mean, we see it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a rapper that still appears in the media every now and then that was rapping in my younger years, really popular. I'm not going to bring it up, but look at what he had. Look at the talent, ability, and contacts and relationships that he was able to build. And then he completely made the choice to go the wrong way, corrupt himself, and use that sharp edge to cut out all of the positive potential in his life.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
And this is really for you, Rob, and for our audience. So our part of our concept on today's show is asking if you are a victim. But here's a question. In your possible state of victimhood, which is a mental state, have you created victims? Have people lived consequentially from the choices that you've made? Intentionally, hopefully not, maybe unintentional, but I think sometimes it's intentional. I think we pass that on and we pay that forward, maybe in our parenting or co-working or things like that. So I'm just going to throw that out there and see if we can get some dialogue. Have you made victims in your life?
So I'm not sure what this means. Jay Smaltz Fit says snail teeth are cool. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
If that's, I'm not hip to your lingo there, so sorry.
I'm going to presume snail have teeth, so yeah.
I don't know if they do or not.
I don't know, but let's just go with it, man.
Kadesh Barney, I don't know how to say your last name. I apologize if it says 27 and broke, but I dream of a Bayview apartment and have a job interview stocking shelf. So having a dream is wonderful.
Yes.
Pursuing a purpose is a little bit of a different thing.
Right.
And I believe your dreams help guide you to your purpose. When you develop a purpose, then you start to see reason for your life. A dream is something you want, which is great. I believe your desires, the desires of your heart, are your divine connection.
Yes.
They are your roadmap to be able to discover your purpose. But your purpose is what gives you or helps you find fulfillment. It helps you find peace, and it helps you understand your value and your fit in this world with everyone else.
Right.
Ray Ping, can Black Coat say Tony Stark built one in a cave with a box of scraps? No, we're not remaking Iron Man quotes here. Come on now. Big Daddy says, my father once told me, I want to keep your friends and your family. Don't talk religion or politics. I don't know. I sometimes find it amusing to talk religion and politics and family. But I do it in a very controlled way. I don't work to run off the rails or be disruptive.
That's right. We're not out to hurt or impugn anybody. I mean, that's where you are. That's where you are. You know.
Hey, Classy, it's good to see you.
Hey, I may ask people to qualify though, because sometimes people will tell me what they think and believe based on politics or religion. I go, tell me how you came to that.
So one thing I'll say, Big Daddy, and this is it. Hey, Teresa Stands Alone. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. The live today is from a building in downtown Beaumont called the San Jacinto Building. It was built, the beginning of construction was in 1921. So this building's beginning was 106 years ago, or 105-ish. So Big Daddy says, too many people have too many opinions. It could get you in trouble. Talking about religion and politics and family and friends. Well, one cool rule to remember in that regard, and it's helped me, it's served me well. You know, I used to be very disruptive with those topics, but now I've learned that I don't make statements anymore. I ask questions, just like Chuck just did a minute ago in his guide through that. I don't make statements, especially because statements are like putting yourself above other people. It's almost saying, I'm the authority on this, and whatever I state is fact or truth. And the truth is, with politics and religion, there's a lot of area. You may have conviction, and it may be what works for you, and that's wonderful. But it's not your place to judge them. Right. So the beautiful thing that we have an option to do is to take ownership of those conversations, and instead of making statements that are judgmental or opinionated, we ask questions. And we help the other person see that they have value in their opinions and in their beliefs. We don't have to impugn them. We don't have to judge them or make them feel less than in order to engage them in conversations with true meaning and purpose. Like, we can talk politics, we can talk religion. If you'll notice that on our show, we talk about some things that are pretty rough sometimes. And we get a lot of people in the chat and otherwise that don't agree with us. Yeah. And we don't have a problem with that. I don't ever get offended. I don't get mad, and I have no interest in offending or angering others. Right. And I don't have to compromise my beliefs in order to talk that way. Right. Let's see. Keystone says, I behave in here.
And that's a good discipline rule. And somebody brought it to me years ago, and I'm just going to share it with you guys, is I don't let other people's opinions basically take my joy. Not at all, you know. So I kind of like being around people who are not like-minded with me, because who knows what you're gonna learn.
Classy 476 says, I'm about to make my grandson feel less than. Well, sometimes grandma can do that and get away with it.
If you're not a little bit of a victim of parenting, no, I'm just kidding.
It is what it is. If you're going to do it, make the most of it.
That's it.
Isabella gave us a compliment. Thank you, Isabella. She says, our tans look fabulous. I didn't even know I had a tan. I worked on fence out on my pasture this past weekend, so I probably did get some sun. I was out there spending time with my cattle. Let's see.
Saving possums.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, by the way, when we do finally get the studio space and the offices set up here, I'm going to introduce you guys to some new members of the Pursuit of Purpose family. And I mean, excuse me, Chuck, for taking over the show here and talking about my personal stuff for a second. I have always wanted to adopt some possums as pets. I'm a little bit of an author, and I've written some children's books, and the series that I wrote uses possums as the main character. And finally, through some really amazing courses of events that took place recently, a friend somehow got a family of baby possums. And I was gifted 2 of them, and I am so happy. Yeah, you're right. Let's see. MB says they don't live very long. That's right. In captivity, when they're very well taken care of, you can, at the very most, maybe 8 or 9 years. Their average lifespan is 4 to 5, and really 3 in the wild. But they make amazing pets, and I am having the best time. So when we get our offices all set up, one of these live shows, I'm going to put one on Chuck, and I'm going to have one, and we'll do the whole show with the possums.
Oh, here we go.
So it'll be fun. Let's see. Big Bad Chief 500 says, did you hear about the lynching of 3 young black kids last month? No. MJ in the know says, a possum? That's right. I got 2 possums. They're young. Can we get 5 reposts? Let's go. Teresa stands alone. Thank you for that, Teresa stands alone. That's right, MB. MB says they're marsupials. That's right. They are the only North American marsupial, and there's a lot of misunderstandings, mischaracterizations of them, and they do not carry diseases. They don't get rabies. Their body temperature is actually too low for rabies to grow in them. Big Bad Chief 500. I didn't know about it. I can't be concerned about something I don't know. I'd love to learn about what you're talking about. It's not germane to the show we're talking about, but I'd be glad to have a discussion with it. Classy says, I had a baby walking in my yard the other day. Anytime you see a baby possum, most likely it's going to be orphaned. Their life pattern is that they cannot, that the mother possum, she has a lot of babies, and she can't care for them all the way through to adulthood. If they fall off her back, she'll keep going. It's part of her survival instinct. And she's not being mean. She doesn't mean it, but she's not coming back for it. So if you see a baby one and you want to rescue it, do it. You're not going to hurt anything because she's not coming back for it. If they do get, MB says they can get rabies, but it's super rare. If they do get rabies, they're not a carrier for rabies. That's the whole point. The big deal is that they are not carriers. Classy 476 says she walked back towards the fence, I guess to get back to the mom. The other crazy thing about possums, and this is not a show about possums, but the other crazy thing about them is they actually don't have much interest in biting a human. The 2 that I have, I've learned that they do put their mouth on me, but they don't bite. Yes, MB says they are super clean. They are very clean. They're cleaner than our cats. They're hilarious little critters, and they are cute. So you'll get to meet ours very soon. So I'm excited about that. I know it may seem weird to a lot of y'all, but I'm a country kid, and that's how I am. And I've always wanted some possums to raise and experience. So y'all are going to get to meet them soon. Maybe y'all can help name them. I have had a hard, normally I'm really good at naming animals. So one's a boy and one's a girl. So y'all be thinking about it in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to figure out a way to bring them on. And when you see them on that show, let's do that. I'm going to make a commitment to you guys. Any of you that are watching this show, when I bring them on, we're going to take name suggestions. We're going to name this pair of possums.
My mind is going
on our show.
I could give you a pair right now, but it would totally show how old I am. So I'm not going to do it. Nope. No,
So,
you go first.
Classy 476 says we're going to name them Charlie and Sue. But here's the real question: since you threw those 2 names out there, is the boy named Sue and the girl named Charlie?
Hey.
I bet you didn't catch that. Bet you didn't think about that.
You're a Johnny Cash.
Yeah. So it could be a boy named Sue and a girl named Charlie.
Okay. He's not going to name them this. I'll tell you. I was thinking like Donnie and Marie or something silly like that.
Donnie and Marie. How old are you?
I'm
Come on,
older than
Chuck.
I should. Hey, Let me tell you, if you remember watching them on TV, let us know. I remember watching
Bonnie and Clyde. That's
Ooh,
funny.
Bonnie
I
and
like
Clyde.
that.
Yeah.
Not Donnie and Marie. That's what Classy says.
No,
MJ in the know.
I'm with you. Don't do it wrong.
They are opportunistic omnivores that love to eat the things humans dislike most. Well, they also love what we like. And some of the most hilarious things, like I feed them grapes, and watching them eat grapes is one of the, it is, I don't know what it is about it, but it's hilarious. It is hilarious. Yeah, Classy. So next time you see a baby, don't be scared. Grab it and pick it up. They do like to eat bugs. They're in the wild. They eat enough ticks that if they didn't eat the amount of ticks they have, we'd be covered in ticks all the time. But the ones that I have, I feed them a lot of different stuff because they are, like you said, omnivores. I feed them some cat food. I feed them mealworms. I feed them grapes, strawberries. They love grapes. They love kale, believe it or not.
Yeah.
They love watermelon and they love it all. They're hilarious critters. But anyway, so back to where we were. We're not going to be able to be on here too terribly much longer.
Well, here's a quick question.
Yeah,
Let's
go
stay
ahead.
with the possum a
Go
little
ahead.
bit. So you saw this baby possum in the backyard. Obviously, it fell off the mama's back, and as Rob was saying, as part of their nature, they keep going. So we could say this baby possum is now a victim of losing its grip and falling off the mama's back. Now, what does it do? So if you're a victim of something, now what do you do? Well, that baby's going to learn to survive. That baby will get hungry, find something to eat, and then find some type of water source. And eventually that baby will last for a while out in the wild. So if you're a victim of something, maybe it's an opportunity. I don't know, just using the analogy there, Rob.
Well, the bigger concept and my hope for today was to inspire our audience. Teresa stands alone and says, "You're saying don't be a cry sack." That's great.
That is.
That's great. You know, I didn't know that. Jody Lang says possums are great at mousing.